It is being reported that the Ninja Turtles are real and have expressed an unrelenting support for the rebirth of the USSR. More on this story tonight on ATP News at 10.
Hello, America! It's America, the podcast!
Anyways, after that, I got all of my friends together and said, let's not donate to George Santos and maybe donate to his opponent instead, which caused him to earn $0, drop out of the race, and start doing drag again on Cameo.
Golly, how the mighty have fallen.
Well, I wouldn't call him mighty, just a very accomplished liar until he wasn't. And as far as his crimes go, they were a little low-level gangster for me. I deal more in the bigger things.
Like what?
Oh, you know, some campaign finance violations, money laundering, some light jury tampering, corporate espionage, regular espionage, a little diamond thievery here and there. You know, things I don't want the FBI to know about.
Then why did you say all of that on a podcast?
Oh, because I allegedly did all of those things. Wink.
You can't say wink, man.
Well, then how will anybody know that I winked? Like you said, this is a podcast.
Well, when you lie, they're not supposed to know you winked.
Who said I'm lying?
Oh my God, just don't say wink when you lie.
Oh, I don't get your rules. Yes, I agree, America the dog. Timothy's rules are very silly.
Oh, hey, America the dog. All right.
Oh, don't worry, she'll warm up to you eventually.
It's been like over a decade, man, and isn't she like 60?
62, actually.
Yeah, but she still looks like a 6-month-old puppy. How is that possible?
Oh, well, like me, all members of my family are immortal, including my dog, America the dog. Yes, indeed, America the dog. As long as I, Theb and Tim, starred embodiment of and only hope for America, and host of America the Podcast, the show you're listening to right now, welcome by the way, you, America the dog, will never die.
How are you able to understand her?
Remember, all embodiments can talk to animals, a fact you learned in America the Podcast presents Road Trip, a Journey Across America. Out now on all podcast apps and America the Podcast presents on YouTube.
Can't ever resist a plug, can you?
Absolutely not. We spent a year on that road trip getting my goddamn powers back, and America needs to listen to our very important adventures, split up into 4 different seasons over the next 2 years. That's right, America the dog. It is a very good show.
How did you get America the dog?
I already told that story on our road trip.
Yeah, but I forgot. And, you know, she's here now. The audience is listening, so maybe regale us again of how you got this adorable little dog.
Well, fine. It was October 1962, and I was doing some spying. I had been put in charge of keeping an eye on Russian naval movements when I found this little cute dog eating a French fry out of the trash outside of the safe house that I was in. I brought her inside, cleaned her up a little bit, and had a new best friend. I quickly grew fond of her since my wife had recently passed away a few months prior.
Oh yeah, Alice, right?
Indeed. I told our story in that same road trip episode, so the audience is just going to have to wait and listen to that.
Wait, but how did she die if she was your wife?
It was, complicated. I will remind you off air, and the audience will just simply have to wait for road trip. Now, do you want to hear about America, the dog, or my dead wife?
The dog, because I think she'll bite me if we don't keep telling the story?
Yes, indeed she will. Anyways, we grew fond of each other really quickly, as I said, and grew very fond of playing fetch together. In fact, we played so much fetch that I became derelict of my duties, and, well, one short Cuban Missile Crisis later, I learned my lesson, and now I just let her sit on my lap while I work. Fetch is for later, isn't that right?
Jesus Christ, you caused the Cuban Missile Crisis?
Well, I'd say America the dog is a little to blame, but... Okay, fine, it was all me. But look at her. How could you not play with that dog instead of watching Russian naval ships?
Yeah, you are really cute, America the dog. Did you hear about Kristi Noem?
You mean the governor of South Dakota and the newest dental surgery spokeswoman in Dallas, Texas? No, what did she do?
She released her new campaign book and admitted to killing a 14-month-old puppy and a goat.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, in her recent book, she admits to killing her 14-month-old wired-haired pointer. It's like a hunting dog.
Yes, I've seen them.
Yeah, well, the dog's name was Cricket.
Adorable.
Yeah, right? Well, Kristi took the dog out pheasant hunting and then said the dog was out of her mind with excitement, chasing all of those birds and having the time of her life. And then she got back to...
Well, that just sounds like a normal dog.
Yeah, exactly. Well, then they ended up going to a family's chicken farm, and the dog started grabbing each chicken one at a time, crunching it to death in one bite, and then dropping it and attacking another. So, you know, the dog was a puppy, and it saw a bunch of, to me, moving toys like chickens, which all dogs think they are. And yeah, I mean, it did what dogs do. Exactly.
Why do I have a feeling I'm going to be very angry at the end of this story?
Yeah, well, after describing him in her book as the picture of pure joy and saying she hated that dog, she then brought the dog home, dragged it to a gravel pit, and shot and killed it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then she did the same thing to a goat.
You mean the ones we do yoga with?
Well, no, those are mini goats, and I'm surprised you admitted to something like that on air.
What are you talking about? I love yoga. It's very good for you and very lucrative. I own 90 different yoga studios around the country.
Yeah, that tracks. Well, no, this was a normal-sized goat that she said was nasty and mean and smelled disgusting, musky, and rancid, and loved to chase her children around, knocking them down and ruining their clothes.
Good God, so because it smelled like a goat and acted like a goat, she dragged it to the pit?
Oh, not just that. Apparently when she shot it the first time, she only wounded it, went back to the house to get another shotgun shell, and then came back and finished the job.
So she wounded the goat, let it suffer, and then came back to murder it some more.
Pretty much.
Good God, I exit political consulting for a little bit and America starts hiring serial killers as governors.
Yeah, dude, that shit is straight up serial killer behavior. I know that Pod Save America called her Jeffrey Dahmer with veneers.
Don't reference them on this show. You know we're better than them.
Yeah, I know, but it was still a good zinger.
Well, I'm the king of zingers.
Well, then come up with one right now.
All right, Kristi Noem, looks like a Karen and kills dogs.
That's not a zinger. Those are just facts.
All right, fine. I will work on my zingers during this commercial break, and when we come back, we will be delivering a eulogy for Cricket Noem. We'll be right back.
It's America, the podcast.
America the Podcast is brought to you by Gravel Pits. Gravel Pits, are you tired of your dog acting like the picture of pure joy? Well, grab that dog by the tail and drag it to a gravel pit so you can show it who's boss. Gravel Pits, available wherever freedom is sold. Not available in pet stores.
It's America, the podcast.
And we're back.
Did you come up with any new zingers? Or any zingers at all?
I did not. I stopped caring when I remembered that I am too important to care about any of that. But I did write a eulogy for one Cricket Noem.
Oh, right on. I mean, it's more than her family ever gave her.
Indeed. Now, if I may have the room.
There's nobody in here but us.
Indeed. All right. A eulogy for Cricket Noem. She was a good girl, but not her mama, though. Did she love Jesus? I'm unsure. Likely not, though, since statistically most dogs are agnostic. But you can be sure she loved America. And indeed, she was a good girl. An avid fan of Elvis Presley, one could say she was crazy about him. She also loved horses, but not so much chickens. As for her boyfriend, well, there was none, but if she had lived past 14 months and not been murdered by a crazed dental surgery spokeswoman, then maybe, just maybe, she could have indeed found and loved her boyfriend too.
Oh wow, he stuck the landing.
Rest in peace, little cricket. You are indeed the picture of pure joy in heaven now. As for your mom, she will absolutely go to hell.
Totally.
Oh no, the devil actually called me while we were on break to tell me that he actually has a room waiting for Kristi Noem in hell.
Oh, Jesus, for real?
Jesus signed off on it. Big animal lover, that guy. And the devil being half goat himself, well, let's just say he was less than thrilled with Kristi Noem's actions.
Oh, well, that's good to know, I guess. I mean, she's still probably gonna be Trump's VP pick, though.
Oh, he won't pick her unless he wants to lose.
Yeah, but like, they both clearly hate dogs and are super pro-brutality. And they've both used their political platforms to enrich themselves. Like, I'm pretty sure she's being investigated for that whole dental surgery thing.
Ah, indeed she is. So what you're saying is they appear to be a match made in heaven.
Yeah, but they're not going to heaven.
Well, then I guess they're a match made for America.
Oh God, I hope not.
Well, at the rate Joe Biden is losing votes, you can be sure that these two will undoubtedly win, and you will likely have to shoot a puppy to get your food stamps.
That's even assuming food stamps are around if Republicans get elected.
Ah, indeed. The Republicans do not like people. They only seem to like, fetuses, I guess. Definitely not women, clearly not puppies. And if a goat looks at you the wrong way, well, it's off to the gravel pits.
Jesus Christ, so, like, are we fucked, dude?
Oh, we might be, but that is a problem for later. For now, we need to end the show so I can go adopt a bunch of dogs from Austin Pets Alive. Thanks for listening, America. Don't forget to subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts and America, the Podcast Presents on YouTube. You can also find daily video messages from me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok under @America the Podcast. And if you feel like helping some animals out, please feel free to donate to the organization listed in the show notes. I will be in your ears again soon. For now, rest in peace, Cricket Noem, as well as that unnamed goat. Good night and good fight.
It's America, the podcast.
You've been listening to America, the Podcast, the original series. The show stars Tim Phillippe and Theb starred the embodiment of and only hope for America as themselves. Any additional voices heard in this episode were portrayed by the fabulous cast of voice actors listed in the show notes. The amazing America, the Podcast theme song you are listening to is by Timmy Two Step, and all other music and sounds heard in this show were procured through Story Blocks, Pixabay, freesound.org, and Sonus. America, the Podcast is recorded at Shway Media Studios in Austin, Texas, and is mixed and edited by Tim Phillippe. Executive producers for this show are Alana Matos, Tim Phillippe, and Theb starred. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com and americathepodcast.com. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
This has been a production of Shway Media, all rights reserved. For more information, please visit shwaymedia.com.